from our very doorstep of the seat of government in Pretoria, where President Cyril Ramaphosa will lead the country's 30 years of democracy celebrations. The dawn of democracy was meant to start a process of redressing the past imbalance when it comes to the protection of one's identity. As such, Ramaphosa is expected to outline some of the achievements made in the past 3 decades. Our reporter Juniour Khumalo is at the Union Buildings and joins us now. Juniour, welcome. Take us through what we can expect from today's proceedings.
Indeed, Masichaba. Today we expect that the President Cyril Ramaphosa is going to give a keynote address in commemorating the 30 years of democracy. We know that it was 30 years to the day when South Africans from all race groups were, for the first time in South Africa's history, allowed to vote, to cast their votes. But that was not the only significant event that happened on the day. For the first time in 46 years, on that 27th of April 1994, the flag, the apartheid flag, was actually taken down from all government buildings as well as businesses. When we speak of government buildings, we do speak of the Union Buildings as well behind me, as well as Parliament. That apartheid flag was finally taken down. We know that it had been hoisted for the first time in 1948 when the Nationalist Party had taken over, and it was basically a signifier of division and segregation among South Africans. So on that fateful day of the 27th of April 1994, all of these things came down. There was also the introduction of a new constitution. So we do expect the President Cyril Ramaphosa, to speak about this, but also we expect him to commemorate all of those Liberation War veterans who actually fought for the liberation of South Africa, those who passed away during that fateful fight, and also those who are still alive. Some of the names that come to mind are your Hector Petersons, your Charlotte Maxeges as well. So all of those individuals, Ramaphosa, we expect that the President is going to touch on these individuals and just speak about what sacrifices they basically gave to South Africa as they fought for that independence. People like also Oliver Tambo, who actually went into exile and basically crafted the constitution of the country from exile, and individuals such as L.B. Sachs as well, Paulo Jordan, who were also very crucial in that crafting of the constitution that we now enjoy. So we expect the ANC to basically, led by the President of the country, President Cyril Ramaphosa, to touch on some of the achievements that have been made in the past 30 years. We know that even in the lead up to the ANC's on manifesto launch in Durban in February, he spoke about some of the achievements, saying that the amount of housing, free housing that has been given to South Africans amounted to about 2 million houses that had been given to South Africans. From 1996 until now, about 90% of South Africa has also received electricity. So those are some of the achievements that we expect him to touch on. But also there have also been a lot of challenges, and the ANC has been the first to actually admit that there has been a lot of challenges since the dawn of democracy, especially from the time of President Thabo Mbeki's presidency, when there was that arms deal scandal that happened, then into former President Jacob Zuma's tenure, those 10 years that were riddled with corruption, especially state capture. That was the first time in the lexicon of South Africa's history that we heard of the term state capture. So we also expect an acknowledgement that there was a point in time when the South African government, the ANC government, had basically dropped the ball. But we also expect him to talk about the next coming 30 years and what the ANC is expected to do in those next coming 30 years, Masichab.
Thank you, Juniour. Who else is expected to join the President as part of the main program for today's proceedings?
We expect that most of his cabinet ministers are going to be present today. We expect other government officials, with the Premier of Gauteng as well, Panyaza Lesufi, to also be here, because he's going to give that opening address and introduce the President as he takes to the podium to deliver that keynote address. But we also expect that an invite is also going to be extended to some of the opposition parties. But I'll just step out of the picture and just show you right now It's already a hive of activity here at the Union buildings. We see the security that is already tight just outside the Union buildings lawns as well. Initially, when we got here, there was a queue of reporters, journalists who were coming to cover this event. We were also trying to make their way inside this venue where the president is going to give an address. So we expect quite a number of South Africans to basically be here today, Masichap.
All right. Thank you so much, Junior, and we'll keep checking in on you there. That is Newzroom Afrika reporter Juniour Khumalo, who is at the Union buildings right now, and he'll be bringing us updates just kicking off today.